It's the internet.
Hey,
And we are
internet.
Sportsball.
Our stream wasn't down at all.
No, we're
working
not late.
fine. We're fine.
Everything's fine.
No one's late here.
A wizard is always on time when he expects to be. I don't know what that quote is. Whatever. Sportsball.
Hey, thanks for joining us on Sportsball.
Hey, it was
Appreciate
fun.
it. Welcome into Sportsball, an early edition of Sportsball.
Hey.
We're doing a little bit earlier today.
Extra coffee.
Who are you?
I am Tyler Coe.
I'm Joel
your host.
Heyman.
And I'm Jack Patillo.
Welcome to Sportsball.
Welcome to Sportsball.
Glad to have you guys in today. This has been a really crazy sports weekend, and we're going to get to all of it, but we want to remind you guys, as always, that you can call and text into the show.
Is it here?
Yeah,
Hey, I got it.
There it goes. Yeah. And that is the number you can use any time of day. Shoot us a text, leave us a voicemail. We're going to get to as many as we possibly can today. And also, what else? What else do I have?
Also, use Twitter and hashtag Sportsball. We're watching that as well. I've got that up. We got the text thing going.
We have everything.
Right there. Put that in your phone. Doo-doo-doo-boo, and text us.
That's a good phone sound. That's very good.
Exactly. Also, one more thing. I want to get this right off the top because I'm just so happy to be wearing this shirt. Is you guys need to go to roosterteeth.com/store to go check out everything going on. Whoop. Look at this. Look at that there. Isn't that a beautiful T-shirt?
It's Funhaus.
Does this remind you of anything right here?
Yeah, the Funhaus. It's our group in
I know,
California.
I know.
Comedy internet group.
We know that we can,
that makes
if you purchase
comedy
the shirt does not come with any malware.
No malware.
This week. So there's no malware
No
in that
viruses,
shirt,
no
no
anything
viruses.
like that.
And lots of people will comment on it.
Yes.
And say inappropriate comments.
It reminds you of the thing. I can't even say the thing.
I don't think you can.
I can't say the thing.
Can you
You
not?
can't.
They know. Everyone knows.
I don't know. I just know Meg was talking about it yesterday on the Know or whatnot, and talking about like people using that stuff on their phones. I've never done that on my phone.
Oh, that's brave. I wouldn't want to do that.
I've never done that on my phone.
Lots of malware.
Lots of malware.
Sports.
Let's talk about that. Go buy this T-shirt.
Sports.
Now we're going to talk about sports. So here we got to start off with something really big right off the top. I'm so damn proud of all of our viewers.
We have
all
the
of our
best,
listeners.
we have the best
we
guys
have
community
fucking
on
amazing.
the
Best
Oh my
planet.
gosh.
fucking viewers in the world.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
You guys are great. Now, why are you great? Why are we telling people
Why
that they're
are
great?
they great? Because last week we sent a challenge out and we said, hey, College Game Day, it's a big show on ESPN. They do it every Saturday morning before all the college games start off. And they have people in the background holding up signs that say various funny things.
Mostly about
There's pictures.
9/11.
Mostly about
We
9/11,
went through
yes.
last week and showed some funny signs. And last week, we challenged someone to get one of our faces or all of our faces up on College Game Day. And I don't know if we can cut to it, but there we go.
There we go.
There
All right.
it is.
So,
That's
to set
Joel
this up,
in my face.
this is a beautiful sign, and I want to give props to the gentleman that did it. His Twitter handle is Jordan Y. So, Jordan, thank you so much for doing this.
There he
Jordan
is.
Y, 4-0 is his Twitter handle. So, where this is, guys, is Clemson Notre Dame was where game day was going to be. So, it was at Clemson. Really cool place to go to.
And by the way, that sign worked because we had picked Notre Dame to win that game.
Yes.
And that fan made a sign saying, no, the sign says that Clemson is going to win this game. And
Clemson won the game.
Absolutely won the game.
So that is the coolest thing. I'm like over the moon excited that actually happened. So now, guys.
So well, first of all, we're gonna get a hold of the dude who actually made the sign.
Jordan.
So Jordan, congratulations! You got a shirt coming from us. We'll send it to you. I'll get a hold of you on Twitter. We'll get your information. But now, do you want to throw up another challenge?
We have to throw up another challenge. I mean, we
Your
gotta
face
keep this
wasn't
thing
on
going.
there. I want to see Tyler's face on College Game Day this week. So
Okay.
if someone can get Tyler's face up on College Game Day with something silly, maybe even throw the hashtag in there. Can you do hashtags?
where are they?
Yeah.
Are they Cal or
Oh, actually,
Okay,
I know
so-
they're
so
in
here's the
Utah.
challenge. That's Utah Cal. So they're at Utah. Utah, one of the best teams in the country right now.
Oh,
by the
man.
way. So it's California's traveling to Utah. I don't know. Do we have people in Utah that
I guess we're going to find out.
have the internet?
I hope. Well, we have fans.
I'm
till
sure
after
they
that.
do. I'm sure they do. I love Utah.
You
It's a
have to
beautiful
have the
state.
internet in Utah because the alcohol content is so low in that state that you've got to have some sort of output for your feel. You have to have internet because you can't have low alcohol content and no internet.
All right. So if you are.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Ashley.
Ashley is from Utah,
And
she
she
will
can
verify.
verify they do have internet in Utah, so that's good.
No
So-
alcohol, though.
No alcohol.
Or
That's
fun.
Fine. That's fine.
Now, how many siblings are you allowed to have sex with in Utah? Is it 3 or 4?
Well,
I can't
they're
remember.
called sister wives and brother husbands. I don't know if they do that.
because you're
they
allowed
do
to
it that
marry
way.
multiple. All right.
Yeah.
But the Utah football team, amazing.
The
Amazing,
Utes, man. The
amazing,
Utes are looking
amazing,
good.
Amazing. Utah is a great state. They're wonderful people, Joel. Correct. They're awesome.
Hey, man, they beat the crap out of Oregon.
Yes, they did.
Dude, what happened to Oregon? We'll get into that in a
Oregon.
little bit.
Well, they
that.
lost
So-
to Mariota.
So if you're in Utah and you're going to go to that game, or you're a California fan and you're traveling to Utah for that great game, put up a sign, game day sign, these mugs, all 3 mugs.
Not only
just Tyler this week. If you want to throw ours in, great, but I just want to see Tyler's face up there.
If you put the sign up, that's a guarantee that your team will win. It's a guarantee that your team will win, and also that something will go horribly wrong with the camera feed. You'll get a win, and the camera feed will go completely wrong.
We have to talk about this. So not only this, I feel like we created this as well.
We made this happen.
We made all of this happen. So not only did
everything.
we get the College Game Day sign up, which is so cool and awesome. Jordan, thank you again. So this game ended up being a crazy one. You guys know there's some bad weather on the East Coast. Hurricane Joaquin or whatever was coming through.
Joaquin Phoenix.
But it turned out to be a fraud just like him back in the day. And what happened? No, that one time when he was doing the whole long beard thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Letterman,
He was rapping. It was all good.
All right, so the game was sloppy. It's rainy. Clemson has a hold of this thing. Notre Dame came back, and the ending was crazy. Notre Dame scores a touchdown to make this thing close, but they got to go for 2. Clemson stuffs it. So they win. This is a gigantic game. Why?
Huge win.
Dabo Swinney has had some amazing victories at Clemson for a guy that lived with his mom for 3 years in college in the same bed. So this was a big night for Clemson.
It's amazing. Huge victory, sleeping with your mom. What could that's everything you could ask for, right?
Can't do much better than that.
It totally worked.
That's pretty much
and
it.
then
That's
at the end
pinnacle.
of the game, so it's a huge victory, and at the end of the game, the reporters come rushing up to the head coach. Oh, head coach, what do you have to say about this great victory?
Fans are on the field. Everybody's going crazy. This is Dabo. Dabo, take it away.
Chips, we give you, stipends and meals and a place to live. We give you nice uniforms. I can't give you guts, and I can't give you heart. And tonight, hey, it was BYOG, bring your own guts. And they brought some guts and some heart, and they never quit to the last play. And thank you to the good Lord and my dad who was with me tonight.
Wait, what? Wait, what happened to the feed?
They cut away.
They cut away.
Dudes are checking their iPads and their cell phones. And they are serious about it, too. My God.
So, folks, that's what happened live. That wasn't something that we just put together. That actually happened when Dabo was giving this amazing,
we made that happen
laying
with
his
our
heart out on the
call
field.
and our signs. We will break your game and your camera feed.
I actually watched this live. A lot of people got to see this now. But, yeah, you're watching him just give this speech, and he's talking about, we give you stipends, we give you jerseys, we give you a place to play, a place to live.
Now you can just
bring your own
you just
guts.
go through and make every single.
I want to thank my dad, and then boom, it's just
you can
Jay
go
Harris.
through like every sports movie with like every heroic sports speech, and you just cut that in.
Yeah, exactly. Like the climax of this amazing speech, and just right back to ESPN, and it's just Jay Harris just.
What is
like,
it? Heads up, full hearts, or bright eyes, full hearts, and then
it's clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, roll tide,
and then his cell phone.
And just cell phone. Boom. There you go. So people have been like making mashups of this.
That's
They've
fantastic.
Been, it took I think one of them was I don't know if we can find this. Yeah, it's this one.
Oh, the band is on the field.
One of the greatest plays of all time. The band is on the field. The band is on the field.
What's going to
Cal
happen?
versus Stanford.
What's going to happen?
Is he going to take it all the way back? Oh my gosh, he pitched it. He's going down the sideline. Wait, what happened? What happened though?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Does he score? We're never going to know.
We will never know. I wonder what he was checking. I wonder if that was Twitter or if they were on Facebook.
It's just so
at
funny.
one point, does that guy read his own Twitter feed and be like, "Hey, dude, you're on the air right now"?
Like, whoa, my mentions are blowing up right
What does
now.
he mean by on the air right now?
What is going on?
You getting any of this? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that was just great. You rarely see ESPN mess up like that, and that was one of those mess ups that you love.
Oh yeah, yeah. Anytime you go from the one extreme high to an extreme low, it's like who was the switcher guy who got just crossed some wires or something? That's fantastic.
So what do you think Dabo was about to say?
I don't know. That was kind of a weird speech. Like
we
give you food, we give you clothes,
and then he talked about his dad.
Do you think
there's another parent he might have left off?
No.
No?
No, I think that was
it. I know what he was probably going to talk about, like people's mothers and how if you include, they give them people's mothers food and clothes and dorm rooms.
And if you let your mom sleep with you, it's not weird and it's totally normal.
Weird.
And you beat teams like Notre Dame.
The formula works. The formula works. I'm not going to question it.
We got a lot of text coming in on the hotline down here, right there. Feel free to shoot us a text. Reading some. A lot of people asking about the Chicago game. People want us to talk about the last 2 seconds of the Bears Raiders.
Game, they made a lot of interesting things happen at the Chicago game. There was like a lot of sort of discoveries that occurred, and apparently the quarterback of the Chicago Bears also happens to be the son of God. I don't know if you knew that, that's pretty impressive.
That
right?
is impressive. I mean, did they draft him or was he off waivers?
I'm
Was he a free agent? Did they draft the son of God off waivers?
No, I think he was playing for one team, but then he kind of made a transition.
Yeah.
Like,
I think he graduated from Notre Dame.
Tyler pointed it out that there were two former Aggies that had made quotes over the weekend, and one quote was...
Yeah, let's... okay, so the first one, leave it at two Aggies to do something dumb. I mean, that's just par for the course for those guys. Sorry, A&M. So Martellus Bennett plays for the Bears. He was the guy after the game that said, Cutler was basically, he's like Jesus for us, and went on to say Jesus was a pretty cool guy. He did some cool things.
And in fairness, I think Jesus...
What a genius line right there.
In fairness to him, I think Jesus did have a better offensive line than the Bears. So
except for that one guy.
Jesus was also dead for 3 days. Maybe
Judas left that hole on the left side.
Judas on the blind side.
Romans blindsided him, got him out of there.
You got to have that good blindside coverage. Otherwise, you're just going to go.
You got to have him. It's like Jesus was like Tom Brady and like Mary Magdalene, Giselle, or something like that. Who is the Belichick in the group?
Oh, God, I'm not even.
It's got to be Paul. I don't know. Either way.
And what was the other quote? Who was it? Bennett?
So the other quote, let's go to another Aggie, is for Seattle, Michael Bennett. After they beat Detroit, and we're going to have to get to our stat guy, Cole, and get his thoughts because
Cole
is a Detroit Lions
Cole,
fan.
What the hell?
Look at him down there. Oh, he's under Joel.
Bad call.
Bad call. We're going to get to the bad call here in just a second. So, Michael Bennett, after Seattle beats the Lions last night on a very controversial call that we're going to get to, he went on to say, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it's basically it, that he hates Matt Stafford, quarterback for the Lions, because he's from Dallas. Dallas killed JFK. Therefore, he blames Stafford for all of that. Don't know if any of that really affects
There's no jumps
Michael
in
Bennett.
logic there. That makes perfect sense,
listen,
obviously.
If you want to tell somebody that you just hate them, you just hate them.
Yeah.
You go to a lot of trouble to say, like, I hate you and your team because the color purple. Because the color purple, I hate your guts.
Yeah, you don't need a lot of explanation behind hate. It's like, I just hate you.
No, but to take it none of that makes sense to me. I think that's the stupider of the two comments right there. I mean, if you want to get excited and call Jay Cutler Jesus, they're both pretty stupid. But like that one in particular, like blaming Matt Stafford for the death of a president.
Oh yeah, I don't know that you need to take it that far. You could just say I dislike you. You could just say, I think I dislike you and your team.
Not a fan of you. I'm not a fan of you.
That was a brutal call. Anyone who saw that game, that was a brutal call. By the way, Calvin Johnson on my fantasy team, you know that because he coughed up the football on basically the last play of the game.
Got the ball
on
punched
the 1
out.
yard line. The ball got punched out, but he shouldn't have allowed the ball to get. Megatron would never. The robot would never cough up the football.
No,
the robot would lock it in.
But that was a great play from this back. And then of course,
because Cam Chancellor's a bad man. You don't want to run into him.
Do we want to get into this now? Do we want to talk about that whole play and how now the refs have come out and apologized?
Let's get into it. But I have one more thing on Martellus Bennett.
Okay, go for that.
One of the things that he did over the weekend is he put up some amazing points fantasy-wise. And to that point, if you go to FanDuel.com and if you go to you click on the top right-hand corner, type in Sportsball, and you go check out the league we just did, the winner from this week had Martellus Bennett on his team. Got major points. I want to give props to Howie J. Ended up winning our fantasy league for Sportsball.
Nice.
He had Andy Dalton and A.J. Green on his team. Really good hookup right there. Martellus Bennett got him some big points.
Nice.
You know who got him some really big points?
Justin Tucker.
Devontae Freeman.
Oh.
Devontae Freeman had like 30-some-odd points. So if you had him on your team, you were going home big.
That's a smart viewer because we showed tape of Andy Dalton in the tunnel last week. It was like the least inspiring thing you've ever seen.
Exactly.
But despite that, our viewer's smart enough to watch our footage and still pick him. That's a smart viewer.
So if you want to go to FanDuel.com, check it out. It's way better than most of the fantasy sports out there in that you get to trade out players every single week. You don't have to worry about injuries or suspensions or anything else like that. You get to pick up whoever you want. You get pretty much like a base salary, and depending upon the value of the player, you get to pick and choose who's going to be on your team. So, for our winner, Howie J, he picked Andy Dalton, A.J. Green, Martellus Bennett, Devontae Freeman. You can put together a pretty cool team every single week. And to that point, if you go to FanDuel.com, right-hand corner, yellow thingy with a microphone logo, if you type in Sportsball, you're going to get a really good deal, which is that every dollar you put in, FanDuel is going to match up to $200.
That's awesome.
So if E.J. Howie had put in more money, he could be walking away with a lot more.
Could be retired.
But he's walking away with $75, which is a really good deal.
That's a
and
very
he
good
only
deal.
bought in for $5. So go check it out, FanDuel.com.
That's a multiple right there.
Awesome.
Is what we're talking about.
That's awesome.
I did not do good. I got like 65th place in our league.
Do you think Tannehill is on FanDuel? Do you think Tannehill picks players on his practice squad that did not be on his team?
Enjoy your practice squad money.
Let's talk about it. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's talk about what happened last night, Detroit, Seattle. I think we have footage of this. Basically what happened, this is a tight back-and-forth ball game, if you want to call it that. Detroit is driving down the field. They have Megatron,
into the game,
a.k.a. Calvin Johnson.
The only time Matt Stafford can complete a pass is if it's in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter.
So Megatron catches his football.
We should say Detroit's down 3 points.
Yeah, they're down. They're down.
They're down 3 points.
Touchdown.
Final drive of the game. If they could have gotten a field goal, they would have tied it, gone to overtime.
they could have done that.
They had some great drives. They were moving down the field. They were gonna score, and then I don't know if we have footage. We've got back.
So
to
here
pass.
we go. So Stafford's going to drop back.
Megatron
with the ball. He's got it.
Touchdown. Boom.
Bet it up.
So. Two things there. Number one, the ball got punched out, which was amazing.
It was an amazing defensive play.
Yeah, that was incredible. The ball actually got popped out of his hand with about 2 inches to go before the nose crossed the goal.
And the massive scandal that is occurring is because one player on the Seahawks did. Well, we'll watch the play.
Yeah. So boom, popped it out. So the ball that's a live ball right now.
That's a live ball. So if they recover,
around.
If Detroit recovers in the end zone, that's a touchdown.
A touchback.
I'm
sorry. If Detroit recovers, that's a touchdown.
Would have been a touchback.
If Seattle recovers in the end zone, it's a touchback.
Now, what happens at the end of this play is very interesting because an archaic rule came up. And basically what happens is after this ball is fumbled by Calvin Johnson, it bounces into the end zone, and K.J. Wright of Seattle bats the ball out of the end zone.
He pokes it out of the back of the end zone.
The important thing about this is that there were no other Seahawk players around, really. There were no Detroit players around.
There were no any players. He was the only guy.
He was kind of the only guy who was there, and you can make the argument that the trajectory of that ball was going out of bounds anyway.
Yeah. But if you touch it, it is illegal. And that should have been a first down for Detroit.
The player did this. He did this. And by doing that, he helped the ball get knocked out of bounds.
Right. It's called an illegal bat. That's something you cannot do. Mike Pereira, head of all referees, basically a god, said you cannot do that. And the ref, there's a picture of the ref sitting right there in his haunches, looking right at it, knowing that rule, probably doesn't throw the flag because it's at Seattle.
Well,
that's a tough flag.
Whether or not he knew that rule, because there's just so many rules in there. And honestly, did they make a big deal of it during the game?
Because
no one. I don't think nobody knew. Really.
Jesus
nobody
Christ.
made a big deal about it. It wasn't until that ref came out and said, "Hey guys, by the way."
So we should also say.
Wait a minute, was that a flag? Should we show a flag on you
I
batting
totally
your
smacked the
microphone?
flag and has killed everyone in the booth. Sorry about that. We should also say that during the game they called that Seattle's ball, and so Seattle got the ball back on the 20-yard line and finished the game off. They got one first down and then kneeled it out from there. So this was definitely a game-changing call.
Huge.
Yeah, this affected the outcome of the game.
If you look at the chronology, nobody said a damn thing about it. Nobody even thought about it. It wasn't until that referee came out and said, "Hey, by the way, that's illegal." And then everybody at ESPN was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
There were players.
I think, even us as fans,
I wouldn't have known that rule.
Everybody has seen it a million times, where the kicker loses the ball in the backfield, and you've seen the kicker bat the ball out of the end zone. And I think what happens is if it's sort of the offense on the play, if the kicker kicks it out, it is technically flagged, but you never see the flag because they pick it up because it's a safety.
Right.
And so that's why you're not aware of it.
Right.
But if it happens on the other side, then it's a thing.
But here's the lesson learned: Detroit sucks.
Cole,
just the way it goes.
I do have the rule. It's whether any team bats any ball out of any end zone, it is an illegal move.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but it's funny. It's like when they went to the commentators at ESPN, both Stephen Young and players that had played, but all of them were like, "What? That's a rule? They didn't even know."
Yeah.
And then everyone. And I don't think if that ref hadn't come forward, he was a ref for ESPN now.
Right.
Had he not come forward, I don't think anybody would have said it.
But it doesn't matter to me. I get it. I don't like the rule. I'm not for or against it really, but it is a rule. You have to call it. It doesn't matter if it's archaic or it's a lesser known rule. You have to throw that flag.
Yeah.
Period. And if anything, you have to review it because you have people in the booth. You have Mike Pereira who actually calls into those games that will tell them, hey, you guys need to take a look at this. There might have been, and you could have actually gone back.
In college football, every score is reviewed, right?
Right. But that's not the case with the NFL. With the NFL, you could do something where if it was that egregious, then you can go back and look at it, and they should have done that. They didn't, but once again, it's because it's Detroit.
They should probably review every single scoring play, right?
Yeah,
and
I'm surprised. I can't believe they don't already.
Instead of having a replay booth, what they should do is just set up a toll-free 800 number to the entire
They can have a phone number at the bottom of the screen,
Well,
like we have right here.
Speaking of phone numbers, I want to get to some voicemails. We have some really good ones over the week, and I have a list now of ones we can play. You guys are doing a great job figuring out that they're voicemails. After we had that first caller who didn't know it was a voicemail.
Oh yeah,
and his wife had to inform him that
he was really confused.
It's a voicemail. Thank you for calling in though, regardless. And remember, phone number down here. You can do the same. Hey guys, let's go ahead and play G. Can we play text or voicemail G?
Do you think Colin Kaepernick is the highest paid prostitute in the U.S.? Makes over $100 million and fucking sucks dick every week. What the fuck, man? You are just ass.
That text does not match what this guy is saying.
Oh, that was a good one.
That guy doesn't like Colin Kaepernick, it sounds like.
No, I don't think he does.
No.
I don't think he likes Colin Kaepernick at all. No.
If all you have to do is look at one post-game photo of Colin Kaepernick, after the game last night, and all you have to do is look at that photo and look at the amount of accessories he has, and you immediately hate him. If you didn't hate him before, the fact that he's got a hat and earphones and a little bag and just whatever the hell is going on.
Earrings too?
Probably.
I think Cap does.
What's the proper amount of jewelry men can wear?
I don't have a problem with the earrings, but just in real life?
Yeah. The headphones are too much for me. I don't know if you should be wearing headphones.
He's peacocking with the headphones.
At a post-game.
He's peacocking.
Yeah.
The beats are cool. All right, let's play another one. I want to get to this one. This one's pretty good as well. We talked about this last week. Let's play B.
Let's play B.
Play B.
Tyler, my man, picking the Cubs. If we win the World Series, I will take a picture. Very similar and topping the Toronto Blue Jays urinal epicness. But I only do it if you do it as well. You pick the Cubs, that's fucking bold words, my man. You do it, I'll send in a picture of mine as well.
We should talk about the Cubs for a minute. Right?
We should talk about the Cubs. So what that guy's alluding to, if you didn't see last week, there was a Toronto fan a few weeks ago that ripped a urinal off a bathroom wall.
Very excited.
And he was pantsless. And he looked dickless because I couldn't see it. I don't know if that was blurred out, but his pants are off. He's naked. I didn't see it. But I will do that. If that happens, if the Cubs win the World Series, I will go to a urinal. I don't know if I can rip one off.
I'll tell you what.
But I'll stand there naked.
That's your brand. I'll tell you what. I think the Cubs are going to win this wild card game.
Okay.
I think they're going that far, Leah. They could go. It's funny. We talked about Steve Bartman, and now there was an Indiegogo or something to raise money to get him a seat.
Yeah, to get him the game.
And he should totally do that, but he's not going to.
Yeah,
it's Cubs and Pirates, right? This is the
Cubs
wild
and Pirates. If you want to set that up, the wild card is basically a play-in game. I think this is the second year they've been doing this. Cole, could you check that out for me? I'm not sure how long.
Yeah, it's the second.
I feel like it's the second or third year that they've been doing the second wild card because baseball used to just have one for each.
Right. I think the system, it's funny on the face of it. You're sort of and we've talked about this before, where it's sort of having a one-game series seems unbaseballish. But I think the more you look at it, the more it makes sense, and it's a good penalty. Where it's sort of if you don't win the division, you're going to have to win this one game,
exactly.
and you earn your ace.
What was that, Cole?
2012, the system was modified to add a second wild card.
There you go.
So it's good, which is great.
It includes so many more cities.
Well, people say because baseball is all about series. Baseball is always about playing 3 games, playing 7 games, and this is there is one game, and you have to make it through.
If you're a hardcore baseball fan, you question the 5-game series. You're a 5-game series doesn't seem fair, but I don't know. I think it's a good
do
balance.
or die one game is awesome, and last year was really cool because it was Oakland and the Royals who played in that play-in game. Royals go on to the World Series. They almost won it. It was so cool. So it gives it validation
absolutely.
going forward.
So you can still do it.
Right. So let's set it up for folks. Who we got? We got Stroh's Yankees in the AL, which is awesome. And then we have Cubs.
And Pittsburgh.
And Pittsburgh, which is going to be tough.
It's funny because you have to talk about this because CC Sabathia just came out and was like, guys, I basically am an alcoholic. I need treatment, and so I'm out.
How brave of that guy, seriously. That's a really cool
every reporter you've ever heard says nothing but glowing things about CC Sabathia. Yeah. So it's God bless him. I hope he gets his business taken care of. It's really bad for the Yankees because now you're losing a guy out of your rotation. Now they have Tanaka starting against Keuchel in this game, and I think it's going to go down to the bullpen. I think Yankees are going to win this game. I think they're going to. Dallas Keuchel is much better at home than he is on the road.
Joel, this comes in the text line. It says, Joel, are you afraid of the Astros making it and eliminating the Rangers?
I think the Rangers are going to get eliminated by the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays are going to eliminate everybody. So I think it's the Blue Jays.
This comes in saying Joel's totally right. I don't know about that. I don't even know what they were talking about, but Joel, you're right.
The thing, you're Joel. No, but the thing is like baseball now is all about offense, and the Blue Jays have the best offense.
Well, we got a text in from Houston. It says wild card prediction: the Astros will shit on the Yankees for the first 8 innings, and in natural Houston form will blow it in the last inning.
Poor Houston.
I hate the Yankees. So
that's from Houston too. So this is a fan who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
so there you go.
He's ups and downs right there. Yeah. By the way, I really like your jersey.
Yeah.
This is
so
awesome,
you know what? The Rangers made the playoffs, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear it. So this is my old. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually the World Series jersey I bought when they were in the World Series.
The best argument you can make for the Rangers making the World Series is the fact that I'm out of the country
That's
again.
True.
Every time the Rangers go to the World Series, I am in Australia every time.
Yeah.
And my literally game 1 of the World Series takes place the day I leave for Australia. So
we'll send a pigeon. I'll send a pigeon down to Australia for you. We'll
I remember
let you know
you were
the
in
scores.
Australia, and I think Katie or Eric, our guy down in Australia, sent me a photo of you pacing back and forth in front of a TV.
I'm at a bar at like 10 in the morning with all these Australians. Are like, hey, what are you watching?
It was an
like,
amazing series. Like it was such a good series.
Yeah,
I mean, it was heartbreaking for the Rangers. Who should have won?
Yeah, this actually I bought this jersey. I have a photo on my Rooster Teeth profile of I went to the last home game, Game 5 in Dallas, and the Rangers won that game, and that was the last game they won of that series versus the Cardinals. So yeah, that was rough, and they lost the next 2, and they were 1 strike away twice in Game 6 to win the whole thing.
Brutal.
And
it's almost so bad that we're almost turning into the Cubs.
Yeah, well, I don't want to go that far.
Go Cubbies. Speaking of which, the postseason, adding on the wild card, for me, this is the most exciting time for baseball because a lot of people don't like baseball. Let's just be honest. I think regionally, if you look regionally at the TV markets across the country, they're super strong. They're bigger than most NFL teams. But nationally, it's the third team. When it comes to American sports, it's football, basketball, baseball. As far as popularity, for me, I love the postseason. It's the most exciting time in the world. I love when the World Series gets here. But for some people, it's not that exciting. Some people don't like baseball, even if they're at a baseball game.
Yeah. Nothing's worse than people who sit there not paying attention to what's going on. Those are the ones who catch the foul ball to the face.
Tyler is the master of the segue. Yes, Tyler, go on.
Yes, let me continue. So, where was I? Damn it, Joel, you fucked me up.
And Joel's master
Listen,
of ruining the
on this
segue.
amazing segue.
All Tyler is saying is that 17-year-old girls are horrible, horrible people.
Yes.
That's all he's saying.
That is what I'm saying.
That's clearly what he's saying. Because here we go. We got 8 girls there. None of them looking at the field. Not a single one of them.
What are they doing, Jack?
They look like they're taking selfies with their churros and taking Facebook
They
messages.
really are. Joel taking one. Yeah, doing it during the show. I love that. I saw this the other day, and they talked about it on the podcast last night.
It's one of those things where you have to watch the clip because the baseball announcers are basically
just
kind of
losing
going
their
off on
shit.
them. And
Rating these poor
the guy
girls.
finally, they're in the middle of this bat, and the guy finally gets a base hit, and the announcer's like, nah, they don't care at all. But it's funny, too, because if you watch that segment, the camera crew for the baseball team is watching the girls. If you watch that footage, it's like 95% girls sitting in the stands and like 5% baseball. So, I mean, they are guilty of doing what they're calling the girls out for.
Yeah, they're not paying attention to the game.
They're not paying attention to the game.
It's bad.
The Rangers posted a thing on the big sign that I tweeted where it was like, hey, listen, tickets are limited, watch the game. Don't do the fucking wave here. If you do the wave, we're not selling you tickets. I don't know. That's a larger discussion as a whole, right? Where it's just sort of like commentators and old school commentators are like, hey, get off your phone, watch the game. And there's like this old school sports
Right.
conglomerate versus, new people. You're guilty of it all the time. You in life are always on your phone. I mean, it's a larger discussion in general.
I can be sometimes, yeah. But usually I'm checking something related to what's going on. Like I'll be checking other scores for other games.
You're looking
or
at
I'm watching fantasy football scores. I'm like, okay, I want to see what else
you're
is
doing
happening.
important shit.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I'm not on Facebook
selfies.
or Twitter.
I'm not, and I'm not making a judgment here.
No, all right, so
I mean,
you just pointed at my face. I'm not judging
you at all.
I'm not judging the fact that Jack is guilty.
You just got Joel. I don't know. The old man in me in this one got mad and was like, "Watch the goddamn game."
Well,
all right. So someone. Okay. To be fair, someone from Minnesota has just texted in saying the whole point was to take a selfie and tweet with the hashtag to get on the big screen. So those girls were actually they were doing something to be on the big screen.
I wonder if that's
maybe
true.
If that is true, then good on them.
Well, they were also like, I was mad at first, but then I was like, they're from Arizona State, and that makes me happy because they were pretty hot and like. Arizona State. If you go to Arizona State,
listen,
you're a guy. You live the greatest life ever because
Arizona State is the Texas State of Arizona.
The hottest co-eds in the universe.
Baseball is different, right? Where it's like I don't begrudge anyone for if it's a regular season game, the stands are kind of empty. There's something to just kind of going and sitting and just watching a baseball game. If it's a playoff game, then that's completely different. If it's your divisional race and it's but like listen, if that's in Arizona, they're not making. No one gives a crap. They're not making. They're not making it.
Yeah,
go sit and have a good time or whatever. And baseball is different. It should be maybe more relaxed.
It's funny. The last baseball game I went to last season, I went to a Rangers game late in the season. I was up in Arlington, and I ended up getting tickets right behind home base, like 7th row behind home base for like $50 a piece. And I then had to explain to Katie, who had never watched baseball ever, I'd explain to her how the game worked from those seats, which was like, first of all, I'd be like, listen, you don't understand how good these seats are. Like these are $1,000 seats, and we got for nothing.
The thing I love about baseball, especially if you have someone who doesn't know baseball at all, baseball operates on many different levels where you can see something that's occurring on sort of like a level 1 situation where it's like that guy's trying to hit the ball and that guy's trying to pitch the ball, but it's sort of like the complexity that takes place under the surface of baseball. Once you start understanding these complexities, baseball is magical to me. I mean, it almost transcends.
If you want to go to a game, like I always have plenty of seats, like at Texas. So come find me. I'll take you to a game.
There you go.
And you talk about that's a really good deal for those seats.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you're one of those guys that doesn't want to go to a game and like tweet on your phone, you need to go to SeatGeeks.com. SeatGeeks.com is a new client of ours. They're awesome. And
you did it again.
I did it again.
He's a master of the transition.
I'm a sneaky guy.
My Lord.
I'll get you with that segue. All right, you guys need to go check out SeatGeek. We're actually going to the Texans-Colts game this Thursday.
Yeah.
A few of us. Unfortunately, I'm not taking you guys.
I know. I'm sorry. I've got things going on, so I wasn't able to make it.
I know. Otherwise,
I think Brandon hates me right now, so it's all good. We can get into that later.
We are going to have to get into that later, but go check out SeatGeek. Listen, use the promo code Sportsball. You're going to get a $20 rebate off your first SeatGeek purchase. So SeatGeek is really cool because they do like value scores for seats.
Oh wow!
So it's kind of like, it's not like just run of the mill. Like if you try and just find something online on Craigslist, like they're going to tell you actually like what you're getting. So you're not getting screwed over by a scalper or anything else like that. You can use their mobile app, which is really easy to use. And there's some big games coming up. If you want to go to Utah, California, and if you want to put up a game day sign of my face, you can do that. Go to SeatGeek, get a ticket, go fly out to Utah.
There you go.
Or go to OU, Texas, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of tickets on the Texas side if you want to go to that fucking game. Nobody else does. You get them real cheap, too.
That whole stadium's going to tilt over on the direction of OU. That's going to...
You want to watch people try and play football?
Or what you could do, you can make a doubleheader but go watch the Patriots destroy the Cowboys this weekend after watching OU just destroy Texas.
Could this be a weekend where everyone in the state of Texas loses?
It's going to be a rough...
The Astros, the Rangers, the Cowboys, the Lions.
This show is ahead of the curve because like in week 3 we were like, listen, kicking sucks.
Absolutely.
It's completely ridiculous. Yes. And now all we have are kickers missing.
Nothing but terrible kickers.
We had
the Saints-Cowboys game where the Saints kicker
do we have that Saints kick?
He bounced it off the upright. I mean, that's amazing.
Oh, my God.
Jack, he nailed it, right? He nailed it right in the middle.
Couldn't hit it more square.
We have to show that video.
Yeah, if you guys can find that, the kick you're talking about.
The one you posted, the slow-mo?
Yeah.
We have to show that. We have to show that video.
It's just like Jack, you're saying, like the guy, he hit it dead on. It's your job.
There are two things going on with this particular video that I was talking about. One, kicking sucks, and two, you always ask yourself, as a fan, can I affect the game? As a fan, how much do I actually affect the game? So there's two dynamics you play. If you play this highlight in normal speed and you play it back at slow speed, you're going to notice a subtle cue. I don't know if we have the video, but God,
we're working on it. But yeah, it was the most amazing thing ever. I haven't seen more missed kicks in a weekend in my entire life.
It's been like something about the kicking this season in general. I think all of football,
like,
college,
we were talking about it before. Like you were saying, like Josh Scobie for the Steelers is just awful. He's out of a fucking job.
But then Justin Tucker lights it up for like 7 field goals in a game.
This is something. It's clear that social. I see. If you play it at normal speed, you can just detect that sort of the ball right there.
What is that in the top left-hand corner?
We play it back in slow mo. Wait, listen.
Motion.
There it is.
Listen. Jack, shut up, Jack. Jack, stop talking.
No. I didn't know I was at that game. Jesus. And of course.
Oh, that's That's
So
great.
if you are a
That's great.
fan at a football game, yes, you can control the destiny of the game. It's clear to see.
That guy's gravitational pull somehow affected that ball flying towards
Like
the
at
goal.
the University of Texas, we have like a giant drum that we beat every time.
Big Bertha.
It works.
Yeah, somebody just texted in, kicking sucks until you're the Steelers and you can't find a kicker to save your life. Pittsburgh is dying,
You
he
know,
says.
you know who's to blame for this kicking thing that's been going on?
All right.
Social media.
Yeah, Robbie Gould kicked 3 field goals for more than 40 yards for the Bears to win the game. So that was good. So it's
Also-
weird. We have this weird dynamic of kicking where we have some really
Well,
terrible.
but that's
Also,
not,
the
that's not the
Kansas
same
City
because he
Chiefs.
has Jesus on his team.
That's true.
Yeah,
He does
yeah,
have
yeah.
Jesus. They
Forgot
probably
about
somehow
They're going to
affected
make
that
every
ball.
field goal.
So that was from Florida. That was from 407. Hey, Orlando.
Hey, there
Also,
you
don't
go.
forget the
Yeah,
Kansas City
yeah.
Chiefs.
Once again, we had somebody say, I'm sorry, Cole. go
Also,
ahead.
don't forget the Kansas City Chiefs kicker kicked 7.
Yeah. That was
yeah.
7.
What's his name? It's like it starts with an S or something.
Yeah, in our fantasy league, he was one of the highest scoring players for all of the league. Let me find
He scored
it.
27 points in our league.
By the way, this company has been around a while, and I've been around a while with this company, and Jack's been around a while with this company, Brand's been around, and we have worked on a lot of projects, a lot of hard projects and productions and this, that, and the other thing. In the entire history of this company, I have never seen a thread more heated in my entire life than over our fantasy
really gonna
football
talk
thread.
about
Where Jack and Brandon, like literally we have this thread going on our thing that's like 7 entries. And in this
it's
weekend...
much longer than that.
Now it's much longer than that because I have never seen 2 people at our company interact more than Jack and Brandon on a forum where I think they went for like 4 pages.
So Brandon and I got into an argument. I wish he was here. Where is Brandon? Do we have a horn that we can call Brandon?
Can somebody go get Brandon for us?
No, I don't know if we should
there
do
he
that.
is.
Oh
There
my
he
God,
is.
I don't know if we should.
Holy shit, he's actually here.
You were hiding in the booth the whole time?
Have you been here the whole day? Cole, can you verify he's been here the whole time?
Oh,
The
there
whole
he
time.
is.
That's
No,
really,
I came here when Joel was talking about baseball.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
fuck. That's
Because
like we're being
Joel and I are
stalked.
kindred spirits.
all right. So you came in for the Astros, and now he's going to stay.
The only point I'm making about this is it's funny where it's like guys are guys.
Absolutely.
And like no matter where you are in life or what's going on, if you put guys in a fantasy football league, the same fucking conversation is going to unfold over any group of guys. And so it's just like Jack and Brandon going back and forth on the points system. Listen,
Okay.
you should never go over 3 pages. Like, if you get to 3 pages on a forum, you're a crazy person.
We are. Yeah,
It doesn't matter what the subject
that's
is.
what
Yeah, no,
this does.
I went to lunch. There was like 3 messages, maybe. I went to lunch. I come back. There was 34.
There was a
Shit you not.
diatribe,
I was
yeah.
like,
I mean, like,
what is happening?
You are a crazy person if you're posting 3 pages of anything. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
just.
Well, once you start your fanfic of our fantasy football
Brandon,
league,
do you
that's
wanna rebuttal?
Yeah. So, Brandon, do you want to explain?
I don't know.
In
Listen,
like 2 sentences, what your argument is.
Let's cap this
and then we'll go
conversation
from
in 3
there.
minutes. Go.
I never wanted to make a big argument. I made a simple point that Cole actually brought up
Oh, don't
initially.
bring Cole into it.
And he was right.
Okay. So, what was the argument?
Compared our league to the standard league, the quarterback makes 3 times the amount of points that he would normally. The receivers and tight ends make twice the amount, but then the kickers and the defense make the same.
Okay.
It just makes the kickers and the defense just not important.
All
That
right.
was
I
the
have
end
one-
of
I
the
have-
statement.
I
That's
have-
all I needed to say.
I have one
and then it
que-
cascaded into like, quarterbacks are so great.
All right,
Don't
wait.
you know that quarterbacks are important?
I have
Cole
one
was
question.
the one who said it.
Oh, it's clearly Cole. Okay. Cole, you son of a bitch.
I have one question.
Can't confirm.
Brandon, who is your quarterback on your team?
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, what the hell?
Why are you complaining?
I said
He's only
30
the best
times.
goddamn quarterback in the league.
I said multiple times that I would not have done better. If I would have known these rules, I wouldn't have done any better.
So then why are you arguing?
You
I
have Aaron
wasn't.
Rodgers.
Oh, like it was a simple observation. And then, for
It was
some
a
reason,
that simple
simple
four-page
observation had a ridiculous amount, and I kept trying to quit. And eventually, I was like, "I'm quitting. Here's just standard
Like, they had
picture.
an
I'm done
argument, and
forever."
there were, like,
and Jack got the
gifs
last
and
word
pictures
because I quit.
and stats and screen grabs. If you have an argument where there's screen grabs, that's bad.
It was
Those
bad.
Cole got those screen grabs.
Oh, it's Cole's fault
it's
again.
Cole.
It's
Clearly
not Cole's
Cole.
fault.
You got Aaron Rodgers. He's literally the best quarterback in the league right now, and you're
Who's
fighting.
who's
over-
your quarterback?
I've got Tom Brady.
All right, well, you shut up too.
I'm not.
All
No,
right.
I'm not
Yeah,
doing
and-
that. I'm on the other
like,
side of
to
it.
be fair, I don't like.
Jack is doing the best, and he's doing the best because he's the best at fantasy football. I will say
You hear that? Does
he
everyone
knew
hear that?
not to draft
I can't-
any defenses He only focused on the receivers.
Jack has a lot of experience in fantasy football.
I've been playing fantasy football for like 9 years.
I know,
so.
that's exactly what I said. That's not the reason you're winning.
I have to
just pointing it out.
I have to say, if Jack,
just pointing it out.
Listen, if Jack wins,
we get a straw poll
if Jack
going again.
wins the fantasy football
Joel.
league, it's only because Tom Brady.
Tom Brady
if you win,
I knew that was going to happen.
Tom Brady gets all the credit.
I can't. So I picked up Tom Brady in the second round, the last pick of the second round. He was the 20th pick overall. I don't know how he fell that far. You knew Tom Brady was going to light it up this season.
Because everyone else who hasn't played fantasy football, you said don't pick quarterbacks.
Brandon, what's your record right now?
It's just 2-2.
All right.
I mean, I'm in the middle of the pack. And yeah, Jack, you're doing the best because you're the best at fantasy football.
No, I'm not.
Not because of the rules.
I have a good team. I'm not that. There's no way to be bad. I picked a good team. I'm 4-0 right now.
You picked an excellent team, and
Thank
we
you.
all had the opportunity to look at the rules beforehand.
Yeah.
I was not saying anything about how I was penalized and how you have an unfair advantage.
Thread of I didn't say
This
anything.
is literally what it was yesterday. Yes.
Now we have the audio version of the 4-page thread.
Something about like Brandon being in the tiny little corner of the screen just makes this all even more ridiculous. This is so good.
Okay.
Okay. Well, should we get into fantasy while we're on the subject?
I tried to quit you. I
wish I could,
kept
Brandon.
getting pulled back in.
I wish I could quit you.
So, listen, next week, can someone please have like a highly sexualized fantasy version of Jack and Brandon?
Up in the mountains.
Up in the mountains.
Of Montana.
Joel, just say, I'm completely jealous you guys got to talk baseball. You're right. The 5-game series is the worst thing about the MLB playoffs.
So you want it to be more?
Well,
it should be a 7-game series.
Theoretically, you'd think a 1-game series would be worse than a 5-game series.
No, I used to think that, but you made a really good point about how, well, you didn't win the division. This is a reasonable penalization. You're right. I never thought about it like that, and I think the 5-game series is awful.
You burn your ace.
Yeah, that's true. Like Houston's about to do tonight when they win in New York.
Oh, I like it. I like that.
All right,
I'll
put Brandon down for picking the Astros.
We're going to have to get to our picks.
Thanks, guys. Sorry.
We'll do that at the end of the show. Okay, should we go through fantasy real quick?
We have like 10 minutes. Hold on. We do have to get to something. We will get to fantasy.
Let's get to fantasy later.
We'll get to fantasy later. I want to get to this real quick. I want to play this voicemail. Real quick for another segue. I want you to play I.
You can't call it. You can call it.
Who do you think is going to make it to the NBA playoffs, and who do you think the teams are going to be in the finals?
I have no idea. I just wanted to play that voicemail because it has the NBA in it, and something happened over the past 48 hours that we have to get to.
Cleveland's going to make it to the finals. Don't worry. They're going back. So
Spurs.
Oh, God damn the Spurs. I hate the Spurs. They're absolutely going to
We
make
have all sorts of teams. I don't really. I have no idea.
We have a new huge fan of Sportsball.
This is why.
Oh, yeah,
this
absolutely.
is gigantic. So the reason I played that is just to literally have somebody say NBA. So we can
NBA. Hey, by
NBA!
the way.
And by the way, Ron Hibbert, we love
Roy
you.
Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert. As a big
He's not going to fucking call us now, Joel.
I just blew it, didn't I?
Jesus.
It would have been great. It would have been awesome to have a Laker be a fan.
We had one
but
fucking famous sports... I fucking blew it.
All right, well, Joel ruined. So here we go. Roy Hibbert here. So he's a player for the Lakers out in L.A.
Formerly of the Pacers.
He's out there, and look at that. He's tweeting. He went on this rampage of just tweeting a bunch of games-related people, including Rooster Teeth and Gavin Free.
He tweeted earlier that he was playing Call of Duty, so I think he's a gamer.
Yeah. So we think this is legit. So Roy.
Yeah. So
we're going to follow you and try and start a communication.
Yeah, so we're going to contact Roy through the Rooster Teeth Twitter account, and I already messaged him through my personal account, but if you're out there watching Sportsball right now, feel free to tweet him. Say, hey, at Roy_meets_world, Rooster Teeth is trying to get a hold of you. You should check it out. Maybe check out their Sportsball show.
This is I like this. This is like group stalking.
Absolutely. Yeah. We did this for Extra Life last year, where we started harassing individual celebrities, and it absolutely worked. So speaking of which, we're doing Extra Life again this year. I don't know if we made a big deal about that, but we're doing it again. We'll get to that later.
But you're absolutely right. That's what we want you folks to do: is go harass Roy Hibbert.
Roy meets world.
Tweet at him all day long, saying, "Hey, Rooster Teeth and Sportsball are trying to get in touch with you. We have to have you come on the show."
Absolutely. Even just call in. I mean, whatever we can do, we'll make it happen. That's an excuse for us to go to Los Angeles and record the show out there.
We'll
do it. We have the set out there.
If we have to take off our pants or put you on a date, or whatever it takes, Roy.
We should take.
Why would we take off our pants?
We should take Roy to a football field and try to kick some field goals with him.
Oh my God, it's a great idea.
By the way, we have to get that done. We have
Absolutely.
with the epidemic in this country that now is missed kicks.
We're going to make it happen.
It's social media. Social media is destroying kicking.
It's the downfall of society. That is what is happening right now. So, all right, now let's get to fantasy football.
Fantasy football.
Just want to get that out. So go harass Roy Hibbert.
One thing about hockey season hasn't
It starts tomorrow.
Hockey season hasn't even started yet, and already they had a 41-game suspension of a guy in the Sharks. Season hasn't started.
That's awesome.
Already 41-game suspension.
Hockey starts tomorrow. We're excited. We're going to actually talk about hockey. Don't worry. We have Canadians here at the office who are harassing us to get hockey on the show.
We have like 2 of them, right?
We got 2. We got Adam. We got Barbara. I think we got some more. I don't know.
No,
I played hockey very
two's
poorly.
enough, though. Two's all you need. You don't want too many Canadians. No.
1 is Lonely's number. 2 is perfect.
Exactly.
Fantasy football.
Fantasy football. So week 4, let's see here. We'll just run down the list. We got John Reisinger versus Cole, and it looks like I think Cole won that one, right? Hey!
Finally.
So Cole, sorry?
Finally got my win.
You finally got his win. Congratulations. I'm looking at the wrong thing here.
Jack, you want to tell people about our score?
Yeah. So you had a rough week there, buddy.
I had a rough
So
week.
I ended up scoring the most out of everyone in the whole league, and so I got it was 109 to 52.
Tom Brady.
But it has nothing to do
Tom
with
Brady
the
was on bye.
It has nothing to do with the quarterback.
To do with that,
I mean, it was really just the system that you could have plugged anyone in there, and they would have scored a shit ton of points.
It was a system to score
Bruce
points.
ended up crushing Gus 106 to 56. Brandon unfortunately lost to Joel Heyman. Joel Heyman.
Somebody's 500, motherfucker.
Someone's streaking.
Oh.
You started.
Who can't be beaten in fantasy football?
Who's your quarterback, Joel?
My bench. Andy Dalton is my quarterback, and that guy's inspiring speeches bring up the whole team, and we all win. It's great.
So
Andy
Joel
Dalton.
started 0-2. He's now 2-2. So you come
learning.
back.
I'm
So you are
learning.
like a phoenix. And then we've got Steven versus Jeff. Steven's our London dude who
the silly
the
names.
fan. He's having a slide right now. So he lost to Jeff, and Jeff is won 41 to 86.
By the way, if that guy loses the league, that means one of us has to go to the post office and mail away a bunch of dildos to England.
That's true. I forgot my dildo trophy. We have to.
I forgot my dildo trophy. How many times in life are you going to hear that? So right now, we have a bunch of players sitting at 2-2. We've got John is at 1-3. Cole is at 1-3. Gus is at 1-3. Jeff is at 3-1, and I'm at 4 now.
How is Jeff at 3-1?
Jeff's
do not
robot
know.
is at 3 and Jeff's
Seriously,
auto
he didn't even.
robot.
He auto picked his team.
So anyway, this week we got some fun matchups here. We've got Gus versus Tyler, and Gus is 1-3 versus you 2-2. We've got Joel versus Cole, so we got 2-2 versus 1-3. That's going to be a fun matchup. Jeff is playing John. I am playing Brandon.
I can't wait for the thread.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be fun. We got Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady.
Is there that much space on the internet for complaining?
Yeah, not only that, this was Tom Brady's bye week, and I won it with Phillip Rivers, so that was pretty awesome. And then we've got Bruce versus Steven, our London dude. So it should be some good matchups.
That's
I'm
exciting.
looking forward
That's
to
exciting. All right, we got a little bit of time left. So just to recap, just real quick before we get into our picks.
Roy meets world. We
Before
want
our
to talk
picks,
to you.
We need to talk to Roy Hibbert, and also College Game Day, Utah, California. Be there. Put my face doing something up at College Game Day, and we're going to send you something because we have to send Jordan something.
We're sending him a shirt, I think. I think we said we'd send him a shirt.
Exactly.
So I'll get a hold of you on Twitter today if you're watching, and we'll make that happen.
You guys have homework. You have homework. You need to go crash Game Day, and then you have to get Roy Hibbert. So just harass him.
We could send him the penis trophy.
We could send that. Would definitely get his attention.
Just get that on Game Day. Yay.
No, don't do that.
I don't think they would take that.
Don't do that.
In particular, I took a sign once at Game Day for it was Texas Tech, and I took a sign that said Mike Leach wipes back to front, which I didn't like. I don't have anything against Mike Leach. I love Mike Leach, but they wouldn't let me take that sign.
Oh. Well, they have the ones now. They're like whiteboards. You can just erase them and write whatever you want, and that's probably dangerous.
Like jet fuel does not burn steel beams.
UCLA. All right, we should do picks. Let's do picks. Episode 7. Last week, real quick, Tyler went 2-2-1. So someone went on here on my sports pick thing and said the Rangers actually beat the Angels. It was a 4-game series and they tied it, so it was a push.
Well, no, because the Angels didn't make the playoffs and the Rangers won the division. So I went through and colored the Angels like poop brown.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't red. It's poop brown.
All right. So our games were we had Alabama versus Georgia. Alabama ended up taking that one. So Joel and Tyler picked it up. Notre Dame versus Clemson. Clemson pulled that one out. Shocking, actually. And we all picked Notre Dame for that. So we were all wrong there.
I initially had picked the other team.
Yeah, and Joel and I's faces were
them.
very sad, according to the.
Well, now I'm picking Dabo throughout the rest of the year. I mean,
there you go.
He just proved if you sleep with your mom in the same bed.
I can't wait till he starts sleeping with other players' moms.
Bring your own guts. All right, West Coast Eagles versus Hawthorne Hawks. That was the AFL championship. The Hawks ended up taking the whole thing. So that was all of us except Cole got it. Sorry, Cole. Cole had a rough week. Cole went 0 for 4 and one tie this week.
And your Lions lost.
Arsenal versus Man U. Arsenal ended up winning that one 3-0, and we all picked Man U.
I picked the one with Wayne Rooney in it, right?
Yeah, that was Man U.
Oh, that's the Man U. Well, he should have been on Arsenal.
And then the Rangers and Angels. Angels. They ended up splitting the series. It was a 4-game series.
So we
they split
pushed?
it 2-2.
We pushed on that one?
If you pick the first 3 games, I think the Angels won 2 of the first 3. So, but whatever. All right, so we all pushed that. So Tyler and Joel tied 2 picks correct. I got 1 pick correct, and Cole got 0.
But basically, I'm winning overall this year because I'm right about most things.
Basically, yes.
Basically,
yes. I don't have the full thing here.
It's just a system when you win in
And
fantasy
you can
football.
plug in anything. It's a system.
It has nothing to do with the
No,
quarterbacks.
not at all. Not at all. Just anyone sitting there could have gotten points.
Oh, and Gronk isn't an all-pro.
Not at all.
No,
All right,
sucks.
here we go. We've got 2 wild card games to picks. We got the Astros versus Yankees. Tyler, who do you got? Astros versus Yankees, and they're playing in New York.
No Jeter. I'm going Stros. Yankees are dead to me.
Astros. Joel, I'm guessing you have...
I think it comes down to bullpens. I think the Yankees pull out.
Yankees. I'm also going for the Yankees just because I just want
to make logical picks. You got to go with the heart. You got to go with your guts. Bring your own guts.
More than anything, I just want to see. I want to see Brandon lose his mind again. That's a lot of fun. Cole, who do you got back there? Astros or Yankees?
I'll go Stros.
Stros. All right. Then we've got Chicago Cubs versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. They are playing in Pittsburgh. Tyler, who you got? Pittsburgh or
would I be like
the
a total
Cubs?
dick right now if I said Pirates?
No, not at all.
After my amazing
you can't do that. That doesn't. You make a pick that defeats the point of making a pick. You've already picked. Your Cubs all the way.
I
That's
said
it.
if I was to do that, I'm not doing that.
All right.
I'm choosing Chicago.
All right,
I'm
Cubs.
choosing Chicago.
Joel, you got the Cubs or you got the Pirates?
I'm with you. Cubs.
Cubs all the way.
Marty McFly says it's going to be the Cubs.
Get
I'm going
Marvin there.
Cubbies. Cole.
Cubs
all the way. All right. So next up, we got number 24 Cal versus number 10 Utah in Utah. This is college football. This is the game day game. What was that, Cole?
I got to say,
you're picking Utah?
there are very few times on this show where us
Joel is talking over you.
Listen. All right, go ahead.
5. Utah's number 5.
Utah's number 5. Excuse me. I didn't check the AP
There are very
rank.
few times on this show where us idiot morons get something right. Tyler is understanding the Utes, right? That's a good team.
That's a great team.
I'm going Utah.
I'm going the Utes. I'm going Mr. Wilson. They're 6'7" quarterback. It's Utah all the way. Put my face on game day.
Put Tyler's face on game day. I'm going Cal just to be interesting, and they've got a hell of a quarterback out there.
They do too as well.
Utah. All right. I'm going the only one going Cal. Now we've got the Seahawks versus the Bengals NFL game. We've got the Seahawks are 2-2 coming off that victory, and the Bengals are 4-0. They are looking pretty good right now. Cincinnati's looking solid. Let's see.
We know who you're going for.
Joel, who are you going with?
Bengals, right?
That's a tough one. God, that's honestly a really tough one. I guess I'm going to go Bengals.
Bengals. I'm going also. You know what? I'm going to say the Seahawks. I'm saying the Seahawks. I think they're coming off of a rough game. They're going to come back and just light them up. So I'm going Seahawks.
I don't think Andy Dalton has another speech like that in him. I'm going Seahawks.
Team. Yeah. Cole, you got Seahawks or you got the Bengals?
After seeing the Hawks struggle at home, I'm going Bengals.
Bengals all the way. And last but not least, we've got game one, or we got the first week of games in the NHL. So we're going Rangers Blackhawks. Blackhawks won the championship last year. They won the Stanley Cup last year.
Listen, I can tell you one thing real quick. I've been watching NHL for a very long time. And I don't think this is the game where they raise the banner, but I can tell you, in the NHL, if one team wins the Stanley Cup next year, the game that they raise the banner, that team loses. It happens almost every single time. But I don't know that they're raising the banner in the first game. They usually don't. But I'm going Blackhawks.
You're going Blackhawks. All right. I think they might be raising the banner, so I'm going Rangers on your logic, Joel. So we got Rangers or Blackhawks. Tyler, Chi-Town. That is the Blackhawks. And Cole, your final pick of the game is Rangers. He likes those New York Rangers. All right, so that's it. We got our picks locked in, and we'll see how we do.
Good clock management by us. The only place that good clock management happens in sports.
Guess what time?
No time.
We're out of time.
We're out of time.
We're out. We're gone. We got to go.
Tyler's face on game day.
My face game day. Get Roy Hibbert on this show. Let's go. We love you guys.
Roy
You're the
meets
best.
world.
Clock management.
Quick, throw it. Flag.
All right, we're gone.
Take a knee.
Bye.